Alright.
And with that, he patted Cal on the back of her neck and quietly walked away. Dig had walked up behind...
And they're responsible to maintain that workstation. Let's hear it from Mr. Dillon. We'll talk about So we have Best Office Awards tonight for both the elementary and the high school or upper learning centers. So we're going to start with the lower learning center, or Mrs. Futro's learning center. And for the young ladies, we have the Best Office Award for Rebecca Balance. And for the young men, Noah Futro. Mr. Dillon's Learning Center, for the young ladies, Chrissy Buchanan, Best Office, maybe 12, 10, 11, 12 years. Stop counting after a while. Best Office Award for the young men, Thomas Bolton. We'd like to acknowledge students who have been exemplary, just one day absent, and perfect attendance. First Excellent Attendance Award goes to, for just one day absent, Michael Ferguson. And we've got 2 students this year who comprise perfect attendance, didn't miss a day all year long. I'm referring to Rebecca Balance and Thomas Bolton. There's a number of ways in reference to the accomplishment of goals and following the procedure and obeying of learning center controls whereby students in our school can earn extra privileges. But conversely to that, there's also a system of marks against your record, and a mark against your record for violating behavioral or procedural control is a demerit. So we're not going to give awards for the kids that have the most demerits because that's not actually what we're trying to accomplish. So we will acknowledge the kids with the least number of demerits. And we call these the Good Steward Award. And we're going to start in Miss Futro's Elementary Learning Center. And if I believe this right, Miss Futro, this was 1 demerit. Is that what you told me? For all? This student had 1 demerit. All year. 1 demerit all year. So we'd like to, this is a historical moment. So,
she got that at the very end of the year.
Okay, she almost. Megan Woodward. Okay, and the elementary, actually the high school learning center, but the elementary students is Brittany Worrell, Becca Futro.
Next award we're going to hand out is the Diligence Award, and that's the student that basically just stayed focused on the work during the day, did what they had to do. Each quarter they finished the work they needed to do to maintain academic balance. So for Miss Futro's classroom, the Diligence Award goes to Andrew DeFeo. For the middle school and my learning center, this girl did I forget how many paces, we'll find out later, but she did a remarkable amount of paces and pretty much did a half a grade over what she was supposed to do this year, and that's Dawn Ayers. The next award is what we have is a monthly scripture award, and each month, at the beginning of the month, we give them a scripture verse, and this year all the scriptures were out of Matthew, so we give them 10 to 12 verses, and the following people said their scripture in the first week. After we give them the scripture, they said it in 1 week, the 10 or 12 verses. and we're going to award them with a gift certificate from Walmart. We have 3 of them. The first one is from Mrs. Future's classroom, and that's Rebecca Balance. The second one is from my classroom, and that's Daniel Falcone. Daniel usually came in the next day after we give it to him, and he had it ready to go. And then the last one is, we had a little given out, is 100s. And we all know at the end of the PACE, you take a final test, which is called the PACE test. And if you get a 100%, you get, we just call them meatballs, but you're just a smiley face. You get 10 of them, and we treat you to lunch at the end of the year. But we want to reward those students that at least got 100 or above. So if Alex Falcone will come, because he received 100. He did that on Friday. He sneaked it in on the last day. And so did his brother, 100 on Friday. Michael Ferguson had 100. Jonathan Mobley, 100. Anthony Graham, 100. Jacob Maxwell, 100. Don Ayers, 100. C.W. Jones, 100. 7 100s. David Cheek, 8 100s. Jeremy Joyner, 8 100s. With the following people, they had 10 or more, and I think we're treating them to a lunch at
Go.
3 guys. We have some gift certificates because they had 10 or more. Yes. If you had 10, you get $5, right? Something like that. Brittany World, 26 100s. Aaron Graham had 28 100s. Noah Futrell had 33 100s. Zachary had 43 100s. He got a $15 gift certificate. Experiment, no expense here. Tierra White, 53 100s. Rebecca, 58 100s. Andrew DeFeo, 59 100s. Amber Balance, 64 100s. And Megan Woodward, 66 100s. All right, next we're going to do some athletic awards. We did do the film awards for, we had a small soccer season this year. I'm not sure who had the most goals, but he scored one of the goals against one of the teams we haven't scored a goal against, and that's Michael Bolton. And the defensive award goes to probably our best defensive player when he sets his mind to it, and that's Stephen Powell. All right, the next award we're going to give out is the highest pace average, and we've got all their paces, added them up, and averaged them, and we got the highest pace average for Mrs. Futrell's classroom was Megan Woodward. And for the middle school, I think 5 or 6 of your students were all like 98.60, 0.68, 0.88, so it was a very thin margin between all of them. The next is most paces completed, and for Miss Futrell's class it is Amber Balance. I think she finished in the 80, 88 range around there. For the middle school is Dawn Ayers.
I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge our K4 class, which we had, or was comprised of 3 students, all of which successfully completed the requirements for promotion to the K5 kindergarten class. So we're very excited about that. So first we'd like to ask Matthew Scott if he would come and receive his certificate. And next, Rebecca Hill. Can I get Matthew to come back? Why don't y'all stand up here for a little photo op? Stay right here, Rebecca.
The ribbons are so separate.
Come here, Matthew. Matthew, come here. Yeah, come on, Matthew. We want, whoops, I'm not going to take it away from you. We wanted to mention that the ribbon, also he got the, I need my glasses, the reading award. So he got the reading award for the K4 class, and Rebecca received the art award, and the third student is Russell Balance. So we're real happy with our K4 class.
Yes.
Amen. So they did a great job. All right, we've got a number of students that completed honor roll, and just to expedite this process a little bit, I'll come. Amber Balance, A honor roll, all 4 quarters. Hold your applause, please. Rebecca Balance, honor roll, all 4 quarters. Andrew DeFeo, honor roll, all 4 quarters. Noah Futrell, honor roll, all 4 quarters. Aaron Graham, honor roll during the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th academic quarters. Zachary Gray, A honor roll, all 4 quarters. And Tierra White, A honor roll during all 4 quarters. In alphabetical order for the, Megan Woodward, all 4 quarters, A honor roll. Dawn Ayers, B honor roll, 1st and Spolton, A honor roll the 2nd quarter, and B honor roll during the 4th quarter. Jamie Cheek, B honor roll, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th academic quarters. But we're deeply appreciative to all of you who comprise the parents of our Rock Church School students. We thank you for your commitment to Jesus Christ, to this school, for the trust that you have extended to us concerning this process, and each year we do not consider that a light expression. But every year we like to acknowledge a parent that perhaps has gone, or indeed has gone beyond and moved one up through K5, and what a patient, godly, caring woman in Mrs. Ann Creasy. Invested in our school kids this year, so I'd like to ask Mrs. Shelley Futrell if she would come. Church School. Speaking of Mr. Blunt, we'd like to acknowledge his commitment to the school this year, to the fact that he made some major decisions in his life about a year ago in reference to the process of his education, and as a result of those decisions, it opened the door for him to be able to make a commitment to Mr. Nick Blunt tonight. I told him it'd be tough to live these moments down. But he was assisted, or maybe I should say he assisted me looking at every page of every pace. How many of you like to do that first thing every morning? And having to deal with various explanations of why things might not be as they should be. And she did. I'd like to acknowledge a gentleman who I've had the privilege of knowing for a number of years, and he is another Alpha and Omega student at Rock Church School, and we get along pretty good most of the time. Neither one of us is given to extreme emotions too often. We actually had a student pass out the first time in our school this year, and so they rushed down to get me, and when I got there, Ben was kind of kneeled over him, talking to him a little bit, and I kneeled down, and we both just kind of sat there for a little while, and after we kind of looked at each other, and it's good to have people who are calm and collected, but even then, every now and then, you got to make a decision about how to revive somebody, and thank the Lord, between our wisdom and knowledge, we were able to get this person back in a state of consciousness. But Mr. Dillon knows these paces inside and out, and he's particularly gifted with the math and with the English, and he works tirelessly. You're not going to hear him complain. You're not going to hear him, lose his patience with the kids. And talking about the excellent attendance and perfect attendance, it's very, very beneficial to have someone that's committed to this process and the demand. So I'd just like to acknowledge the commitment and the contribution of Mr. Ben Dillon. Thank you. Folks that help and make the school run and facilitate things that aren't in the Learning Center day in and day out. But how many of you know that the staff, they need some mentoring and they need some oversight? And how many of you know if you're going to have activities and the basic facilitation of all that transpires in the school, it takes a lot from the administrative end as well. So I'd just like to thank my wife, Mrs. Patricia Dillon, for all that she does in the office. So, thanks again, staff. You go, and want to remind you once again that we would love to have your participation tomorrow night as we honor the graduates. It'll be again at 7 p.m. and there'll be a little reception immediately following it. So it'd be a great thing if you come out and support this momentous occasion. Amen. Let's look to the Lord.
Shot check.
Well, I'm not saying to leave it here. I'm just saying so they can spread out some. What do you think? No. I'm saying just so they. How much room? Face that. So that's why it's how is that? Yeah. Well, the topic always set yourself between these cats. So they don't get a seat formation for Rebecca Andrews.
Mike, it would be better to get down on the floor. I think.
So Kim and Mike, y'all try to be even with those.
Jill.
Can I get everybody's attention, please? All right, does everybody know where your position? I think they've got tape. What we're going to do is we've kind of gone over the logistics up here from the unity candle to communion to pastoral prayer. And then they're going to come back down here. So this is how we'll be at the end of the ceremony. So the only thing we might want to discuss here is who's, I guess, you pretty much paired up by how you're standing. Is that right?
When does Rebecca and Amber go out?
Well, they'll pair it together and go out. Right after you guys. Yeah, you and then the best man and make the bottom, and then I would say them.
So it's like Mike and Kim, Trey and Karen, Mike and Paul.
Good. Rebecca and Amber will go after that. And then, yeah, Trey, that row, and then the guys and girls in the back will go last. Does that sound all right? Okay, so it's my pleasure to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Go, be gone. I'm sorry.
Stand there, stand up.
And you have to
He's
stand
smiling,
up.
everybody's
Everybody
going.
follows you. You.
Whoever that goes.
Hold on.
You still know that He is God.